Tonight is an exciting night in our house, and that is because tonight is Frikadeller night. Frikadeller is the Danish meatball. And you probably know bunches of different kinds of meatballs. You know the Italian meatball. Hey, you know, we all love Italian meatballs. Swedish meatballs. Yeah, you go to any IKEA in any place around the world, you'll get Swedish meatballs. But the Danish meatball is the world's best meatball, in my opinion, and we're gonna show you how it's made. These frikadeller that we're going to show you here today follow a secret recipe. It's an old recipe that I learned from my mom, who learned it from her mom. And this is going to be the first time that I ever divulge the secret of these frikadeller to anyone. So there are 3 reasons why these frikadeller are better and more delicious than any other frikadeller you're ever going to eat. And those are the secrets that I'm going to divulge to you at the end of this video. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and share this with all your friends so that you can come back and get more delicious recipes when you're ready. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to leave a complete recipe in the description below with a good indication of what all the quantities are that you're going to see. We're going to have half pork, half veal minced meat. If you can get it minced twice, makes for a better frikadeller. We're going to use onions, we're going to use eggs, we're going to use some flour, and we're going to use milk. Like I said, pork, veal, onions, 2 eggs, pepper, I got to tell you about this in a minute, salt, and then flour here, milk, and then we're ready to go. So here we have the 2 meats combined in a bowl. I'm going to simply just mix them together a little bit with my hands like this. And the reason why I'm using my hands is simply for the reason that I feel that it gives more love into the meal. That's how they cooked in the old days, and that's how we're going to do it here as well. This is old style. Okay, notice what I just did here. I moved about 1/4 of the meat away, and what we're going to do is we're going to fill this cavity here with an equal amount of flour. So watch this. Here it comes. So I don't know what it's going to be for you and when you do it, but here's what it is for us right now. It's about this much, and this is the last amount of flour. And what we're going to do is we're simply going to mix this all together. And then we're putting in the onions, and we're gonna, again, unfortunately, it's a little bit, I have an onion here, but it's a little bit according to how much meat you have in your bowl. And then the 2 eggs, 1 and 2. And we give this stuff here a good stir first of all. Now is the time to bring in our milk. Again, how much milk are we going to put in? It's a little difficult. I'll give you a good recipe in the description, but we'll basically know when it's ready. You'll see. So this is a beautiful thing. I am glad that I'm wearing gloves though, so a little trick is keep those handy. You can get them at a pharmacy. But we're basically just trying to get this into a reasonable shape. Okay, at this point I'm gonna take off my gloves with the meat on it, and now we can put in our salt and pepper. So like I said, first the pepper and also a good amount of salt. Okay, and now we're ready. We're gonna taste it later, but we're ready to start stirring this stuff here with our wooden spoon. You'll notice we're not using a mixer. You could probably use an automated mixer, but come on, this is where the love is. Am I right? Okay, see, it's getting there. Okay, a little more milk, and it's so interesting because all of a sudden it sort of starts talking to you and it says, hey, you know what, I'm ready to go. And we're getting very close to that. So let's just see here. Now, ideally, if you could taste it right now, that would be great, but you cannot. It has raw eggs and it has raw minced meat. So you're gonna have to make a frikadelle first to see what they're actually like. A little more milk, I feel. I can feel it in my hands basically at this point. So let's see here. And here we are. We're ready to take this frikadelle stuff to the frying pan. Okay, and we're gonna now take that over to our trusty pans and we will start frying it up. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, I tend to use a non-stick pan for this, and the spatula that I use is generally a small spatula, and obviously when you're using a non-stick pan, you're using a spatula that's appropriate for that pan. In any event, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that on high, and first we put in some olive oil, a good amount of olive oil, as well as butter. And some of you may not like this, but we only eat this once in a while, and you need a good dollop of butter in there. Otherwise this won't work. And the way it works with the oil and the butter is that the oil gets very, very hot, and the butter has the taste of butter. And when the two things combine, that's when you get high heat on the meat, and then you get the taste of butter, which is just, it's one of the secrets. Okay, you should be able to hear how this oil and butter combination is getting really, really hot. So here's what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little spoon, just a spoon like that, and we're gonna form frikadelle. We're not gonna make a big deal out of it because it's okay if they're not perfectly shaped. And we'll put them in this oil and butter combination, and leaving a reasonable amount of space between each meatball so that they can breathe and they actually don't end up boiling each other. Okay, this is gonna be so delicious. These meatballs were initially started out in the countryside in Denmark on little farms, where, you know, they would have these things available. You know, obviously pork is a big deal in Denmark, and here we are about, what do we have, 2, 4, 6, 7 for a pan like this. That's enough. You're gonna let the first side sit for a good long while. What we want to have happen is that we want to get some good color on these frikadelles straight away. You know, you'll see these are just not really the same size, any of these things there. Some of them are flat, some of them are not perfectly round, just the way I like it. Let me just check one. And not quite. Okay, not quite. We give it a little longer, and then it should be good. Okay, and I think we're ready for the big reveal. Let's see what's happening. Ooh, perfect. And if your cooker is anything like mine, you'll find that there are areas of the pan that get heated more than others, unless you have a gas cooker. So you have to take that into account. But I think we're on the, ooh, look at that. That's a little taster right there. And what we're doing here is, I think we're getting it about 3 minutes on each side. That's about it to start off with, and then you check them. We obviously want to make sure that they have been made all the way through, because otherwise there's a danger with raw pork. So I said to you that there were going to be a couple of secrets I was going to divulge at the end of this. I told you there was 3. Actually, I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you 4 secrets to why these frikadelle are the best in the world. Okay, number 1, you saw me put onions in the mixture. A good amount of onions is what you need. Don't skimp on the onions. It just creates a whole different taste experience. Number 2, you taste them. You have to taste the first one, and see if it's salty enough. And the key thing here is that they have enough salt. Okay, I'm in. Oh my God, these are so good. The third secret is that you mix butter and oil. Do not just use oil. I know that there are health issues and so on and so forth. This is the one time that you want to use butter. Okay, and then finally, bonus, keep that pan hot. Make sure that these frikadeller get crispy on the outside, because it's the crust, it's the softness inside, the saltiness. Yum. So guys, thank you so much for joining us for this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope that you get to taste it. Write us a note in the comment section down below and tell us what it was like, or tell us if you have any ways to improve it, because obviously things can be improved. And then finally, tell us what other recipes you'd like to see us do. And finally, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends. Thanks again, and see you soon.